Hey everyone, welcome to this introductory course to low poly, where we'll be generating a low poly image. Well, the first thing I want to talk about in this first video, which is a brief introduction, is about what this style consists of and where it comes from. Well, low poly art began some years ago and it was a boom then. Many people started to represent this 3D style, and it gradually got divided into different sub-styles with different characteristics. Nowadays, some artists use low poly with saturated colors, while others prefer matte colors. We also find some works that look like low poly but aren't. For example, this artist here. I really like Mohammed Shaheen, and his low poly works are of high quality, although it's important not to mix up the concepts, since some works may seem low poly but have lots of polygons, like these pictures for instance. The style is called low poly because it can be easily appreciated in any work. However, it's not always true. Here we have some other examples. As you can see, within this style there are many different works and ideas as well. People started to do lots of different things like isometric and impossible compositions. As far as I'm concerned, I started working with low poly some time ago. I've created some kind of islands like this one. And I've been inspired by the Arctic to make it. Then I began to play around with cubes and other shapes. I also made some complex or more complex scenes of different stuff, like this one, which is a totem and a settlement around it. As you can see, colors change slightly each time. For this project, we'll be creating a quite easy low poly scene, okay? Very easy. And later on, we'll be using Keyshot to outline some colors. When working with these types of scenes, what I usually do is doing a sort of 3D sketch using primitive elements, something fast and easy. Here you have a sketch of a scene. The island, the house and the trees on it, the boat. It's also important to pick the color palette before, although we change it later. In this picture, although it's just a sketch, it can be appreciated how the final result will look. Later on, we're going to add other details like the clouds, the rain, and so on, and also delete other elements. The color palette is really useful because we already know the tones we'll be using, although as I said, we change something afterwards. Before creating this scene, I made some others trying to select which one I wanted to represent. For example, this one is a sketch of some bungalows. This other is a square or a park with a pond. The color palette is displayed all the time at the bottom to know which colors we are going to use. This one is an office with some desks and so on. This one is more like a desert. Well, what I mean is that it's highly advisable to make a sketch of the scene we want to represent, either on a paper or using a 3D software. So let's take this sketch as a starting point for the next video, where we'll be starting to develop our scene using primitives. So see you guys!